Like,
hello, welcome back to the Wynonna Earp Recap Podcast. We are talking season 4, episode 4, Afraid. I'm so excited about our guests. I'm going to quickly introduce. I'm Yael Tygiel. That's Alexis Torres. That way is Alexis Torres.
Yep, me.
Kari Lane is here. Varun and Tim have joined us. Hello, welcome. We're so excited. Before we jump in, please, we want to thank Amber real quick for letting us use her wonderful YouTube channel. Please subscribe there as well. There's also a link to watch our old episodes, which were on AfterBuzz. Also, really quickly, Kari, happy belated birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Perfect timing to have Varun and Tim here with us. Hello,
it's a perfect
guys.
present.
I'm so overwhelmed and excited. It's just that there's two of them and they're together. I can't help it. Let's jump into this episode. Alexis and Kari, what'd you think?
Kari, birthday girl should go first.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes. Yeah, I watched it last night. Perfect birthday present I like the spookiness of this episode. It's getting intense. There were a lot of fun moments with a lot of characters, which we'll dive into. But yeah, definitely a solid episode. Excited where the show is going.
I'm in the same boat. There's a lot of details that I picked up that gave away that this episode was going to be a little bit more important than our usual monster of the week. So I can't wait to dive into more of that as we go on.
Fascinating. I was terrified. This episode was so scary. The title was perfect. I don't like horror. I was freaking out. I was alone in the dark and I didn't like it. I needed
Why
a
didn't
dog
you
to
tell
save
me? I could have watched it with you from afar.
Let's talk about, as Kari, I think both of you pointed out, we get a lot of answers. This episode gave us so much happening. Let's quickly start with Way Hot and everything going on with them. We know we've been dealing with Nicole's guilt and what she's been going through. We really got a better understanding of that this episode when we got to the ranch and junkyard. Oh no.
And I was like,
oh no.
I just got really nervous.
Share with the class, Tim. Great. Oh man.
Real quick, y'all, on that moment, there was that moment that was super kind of weird where Waverly's trying to encourage and make Nicole feel good. And Nicole just really is like, why are you doing that? And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, my heart, it hurts. But again, like we talked about in the last episode of like the fact that we don't specifically know what's going on besides the fact that, again, she's going through guilt, a little bit of depression, anxiety, loss, grief, all of the things all kind of incorporated into one, that there is that part where you tend to be agitated for no reason, or you're agitated for an underskin reason that Waverly is still kind of trying to nitpick at. So, it kind of made sense of why she kind of snapped at her. But at the same time, again, we're slowly getting the pieces of why she's acting this way. So I'm very intrigued to see why it has continued.
I also want to point out the Waverly's PowerPoints and little notebooks.
Fantastic.
Anyone else really turned on by like office?
No, just you, Yael. Just you, honey.
I appreciated the organizational skills of that and the dedication. You can find that attractive
too.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
not the red one, not the blue one.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's just you, and you should just embrace it. It's fine.
Type A personality, ladies, please. Hello. I really did enjoy also the moment when they were at the junkyard looking for silverware, some vintage silverware, a sword for a She-Ra Halloween costume.
Oh, and she's like, I would die.
I literally was like, take me. Straight up. I was like, I want it. I want it so hard.
Real quick, we got to jump to the end of this episode and talk about what enters Nicole. I can't think of another way to say it.
Yeah,
Something enters her.
All right, sure. We'll roll with it. That's fine.
Any thoughts? Anything the boys want to share?
So, we know everything, so it's just we don't want to chime in.
Well, it is interesting you said what enters her, because what you saw was something exiting her. But it's very interesting what you said.
What?
Alexis?
No. Oh God. No. My brain is broken. No.
Alexis.
No,
tell
I'll
us
wait.
your
Nope.
thoughts.
I'm gonna wait for predictions. Nope. Nope.
So something.
I also
Edison
thought that
had.
looked like it was more of a coming out of.
No, that's why.
Oh, no,
that's
yeah, I
also what
thought
I'm
it was going
thinking.
in. Yeah, like released from the jar and then
Well,
went
no,
in.
because it technically went around her first, and it kind of hovered for a little bit, and then we started seeing stuff. So it kind of does make sense that something was being taken out. But now my theories are changing.
But where did it go if it was coming out of the body?
It went back in the jar.
But the woman blew it. I thought she was blowing it into her.
Yeah, I'm with the same with you. I thought it was coming out of the jar and went into Nicole.
I'm saying this to the chat: entering or exiting.
God,
leave a comment.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. Oh my goodness. I want to talk about the Rocks and the Reapers and Billy and all of that. I would say that the opposite of suck is not a compliment, personally.
It was dorky cute for teenagers.
Yeah, it makes sense. There's a lot of feeling.
For me,
it was
my
cute.
I loved it. I love that line.
Yeah, I love that.
That line worked big time.
People, they don't know how to express their feelings at that age.
Yeah.
No, I get that. It's just the opposite of sucking is blowing.
No, see, your brain is in a completely different space.
Yeah, I was like,
no, yeah. That's definitely not what he meant. Yeah. I know. I understand where you're coming from, but never mind. That's a different video that we should talk about.
Entering, exiting, you get what I'm saying. All right.
mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the terrifying Reapers for a moment. We find out that they are the ancestors of the Clantons. They're part of the Clanton family.
I knew it.
Go on, Alexis.
So technically we were dealing with zombies in the first episode of this season. Yeah. But when we saw, at least to me, when I saw this monster, I was like, okay, it can't be a zombie per se, because at least for me, or maybe Kari, you can speak on it since you're more of a horror person than I am, looking at the details of the scars and the coloring and everything, it didn't look like typical zombie veining makeup. It looked more like it was a possession type of thing. So for me, I was like, either this person or these people, and especially because it was the same person every time, this monster must be important. So there's going to be lore behind it, or whether it's related to the family or it's something that has to do with purgatory itself. So that's what I was getting, because we were seeing the same monster every single time. So again, I wasn't like going with that typical undead person. I knew that there was more, there was something more important involved with this person, including Ma there as well. So
yeah,
I don't know.
No, definitely not a zombie. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, go ahead.
That part about the uncle, right?
Yes, it was their uncle, they said, which is interesting. Did I, maybe I misunderstood. At the end of the episode, it seems like Billy is now being turned into another one of these Reapers.
That's what made me super like,
that was too much.
Out. And I was like, no, that's where it's scary for me. I'm like, no, but it totally makes sense of it's essentially simple in a way, like zombies. It's passing on that virus and that whatever it is. And that was the creepy line of Ma saying like, no, you're going to go kill her. The question is, can you reverse that though? Like once you've turned, can you?
I don't think so.
I don't think
so either. I feel like if that was the case, they would be able to pick and choose people all the time instead of it being the same relative or whoever. Because I feel like as soon as you fulfill whatever you needed, it looks like they just kind of keep you around. And then whenever the next thing happens.
Also, that wouldn't be the same kind of fear to dangle over someone like when you betray, if you could just turn back.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like we're not dealing with a typical like werewolf-esque type of thing. We're dealing with something that needs to be like passing the torch kind of within family or within blood.
Interesting. I was so scared.
There's theories.
Yes. Well, I was going to say, to include our guests too of this moment, I loved when Wynonna was fighting it in the circle and Doc having to be like, okay, well, I have my gun in me, like use me. So Tim, how was that scene to film of you're shooting something invisible to you and all of that?
Well, it's super cool because for me, the biggest thing out of last night's episode was Wynonna's vulnerability for the first time that we truly see, and that of how Varun and I were discussing before, how absolutely terrifyingly frightened she was of this monster. And we've never seen her frightened before. Whether or not she was or not, she don't show it to nobody. Maybe Doc has seen elements of it from time to time, or Waverly in private, but definitely not to the monsters themselves. Have ever shown anything. So it was cool to see that vulnerability in the sense that she's such a superhero. She's our hero who saves the day, just time and time again. We take for granted the burden that she has of being a hero. So it's nice to see her just scared shitless. I mean, it wasn't nice to see her scared, but in a way it was to see that vulnerability. And yes, so to hold Wynonna Earp in his arms, it was a nice moment. Just it felt like a little bit, the role was reversed for a moment. He could be there for her, and I was happy that he was. And shooting the scene was crazy because there was obviously there was a Reaper there at one point, then there wasn't a Reaper there. It was super cool.
And I like that Doc really tried to believe Wynonna, because it was like, first you're seeing her terrified, which is so rare, but also there's an invisible person, but Doc wants to believe. He believed her, but he was just so confused, I really liked that kind of choice, that he wants to support Wynonna no matter what, but it's endlessly confusing what the hell's going on with her right now. He doesn't even understand that she lost Peacemaker and it's affected her that much.
Yeah, I agree that I think it's really wonderful to see this new side of her, and to see, especially because it comes after Doc says, that she's her own woman and everything. And then he's there holding her and he's like, I'm here and I love you. And it was beautiful. And I do really love that he doesn't question it, that she's like, there's something there. And he's like, are you sure? Because I feel like most shows would have that moment, and this show definitely doesn't. A woman says something is there, you believe her. So I
would also hope so after all they've been through in that world.
Yeah,
sure, okay.
That's one of the things that I love the most about Doc, and especially we're going to see a lot more of this season, is he realizes he made mistakes. Some things happen season 3. It's 2 even, and 1 some stuff happened too. So, I do believe that when it comes to other people, he never questions other people's motives. He understands people do things. You know what I mean? And that's my favorite thing about him. He just doesn't question. Not his family anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's switch a little gears and talk about Doc and the new bar, the Glory Hole, and what's going on over there. I really do like seeing him being a cowboy, being an outlaw. He is, robbing the stagecoach, and he is dealing with this mob guy. I also want to talk about Ravinia, the smiliest bartender I have ever seen.
That's not true.
Beautiful smile.
That's not true.
That does not come off her face. I loved her, and I really hope she comes back.
She was my favorite part of the show. I mean, for a split second, mostly just because I liked how she pretty much didn't play games. I mean, she was playing a game, but
she didn't
at the same
flinch
time,
at anything.
No, I liked that about her. That was really, really cool to see.
No comment.
I love this.
Works with everybody every episode. You know what I mean? This is what's happening.
I'm just saying, you name a character, I expect to see more of them.
True.
He had lines, so maybe.
I don't know. Let's talk about this relationship we have going on with Doc and the, I believe Amon was the name we got.
Yeah.
What's happening there? What's blossoming? Tell us the details.
I think it's a good stuff going on there. It's difficult for me to say what is happening. Doc's a professional poker player.
Sorry, go on.
So he keeps his cards close to his vest, and he knows how to play different situations in different ways. And he's also a flirt, man. The guy, he can't help it.
But it's always to get what he wants. You know, there's always a greater goal with Doc. There's always something sneaker. He's a sneaker guy.
He's also the only one in purgatory other than Waverly that actually tries to make some money. Or no, that's not true. Hot had a job at one point.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she was the sheriff.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought you were talking during the 18 months.
Oh yeah, during the 18 months. What was that like? Were people working? Was it a Corona situation?
I mean, somebody had to build that health food hipster bar. So somebody went.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, I like that it turned into a health food hipster bar.
Yeah, I love that the two options are now that or the glory hole. There's no
right. Now wait, does Jeremy would he frequent there? Because we know he's a vegan, and this seems like more of his type of establishment.
I thought you meant the glory hole.
Not that one, but if he wants to.
He wants
Robin,
to.
we don't know where Robin is.
Yeah, I was like, could we get into that, please?
Can we get into that?
Like to be in purgatory, but I think you gauge from this episode, Black Badge keeps him quite close.
Yes, but I believe it was a Robin question.
Where's Robin?
All we heard was he's safe. Just keep him out of this.
Yeah, I looked pretty upset at that, didn't I? So who knows what that means?
You do. You know what that means.
I got in trouble the other day for spoiling a little bit of it, so now I can't say anything. I got in trouble with Josh from SYFY. I can't do it now.
Dang it.
I see.
Aww.
Can we confirm he's alive?
In the world, guys. John
He's the best. We play video games with him every night. He's our favorite.
Interesting.
That's all you're gonna get.
I just want.
I got in trouble, and I didn't even know he listens to this stuff. Like he's like, "Varun, can't spoil it." I'm like, "What? You listen to this obscure little thing I said? Okay, I'll never do that again."
Can you confirm that Robin is alive, whatever that may mean?
Whatever that may mean.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want.
I also like that our prediction kind of came true, though, of what we thought Jeremy would be up to.
Yes. So let's talk about BBD. They're observing, not interfering, which seems not like what a government agency does.
Yeah, I didn't believe that for a second, but sure.
Here's what I gathered. You all fill in blanks I'm missing. We have Naomi Haicha. Everybody's a volunteer. They're scared people who are in over their heads. They don't like supernatural things, including demon hunters. Jeremy's been working out.
Hey.
I have a put it out to the universe. We get a shirtless Jeremy. We got the big fancy gun named Anthony that can guacamole. Well, we had the gun. Gun's gone now.
And don't push the red button.
Don't push the red button. The supply trucks keep being hijacked by Doc. And in the end, Wynonna tells BBD the truth. It is like, we can do this. I just give me my team back. Yes. Did I miss anything?
Sounds like all of it.
Look at me paying attention and taking notes.
I had a question. Is the gun the gun name and obviously the whole guacamole thing, that's a Queer Eye reference, right? Just wanted to make sure of that. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Queer Eye religiously because it's the best show, maybe best reality show I've ever watched.
All right, just wanted to make sure because I was like, I feel like we're making a Queer Eye reference, but I don't know if that's just me being super nerdy because I watch that show way too much. So I just wanted to make sure.
But it's so good. How could you not?
I just, you know,
I watch it. I watch it 24/7. I text him all the time because he knows Anthony.
Anthony and I have been friends for probably more than a decade now. So I was extremely happy and even more happy that they've used Anthony if everybody has the reference.
my heart. My heart.
Well, So where do we go from that?
Sorry.
Well, for Varun, what was it like then for Jeremy? You got to be so nice and comfy, and now you're wearing the suits for BBD. That's definitely a character shift a bit for you. What was that like?
That was cool, you know? It was nice to see he's assuming some sort of higher position, whether it's willingly or not, I guess you'll find out. But I think, you know, as you kind of gauge from his reaction, he's in this position of power, but doesn't really, he's dancing such a fine line between like what he actually can do to like help his friends, but also help this organization that's kind of floundering. Like nobody there knows what to do except him, but he can't even reveal that he's the only one who knows what to do. So it's like frustrating trying to like coordinate the stuff behind the scenes. I imagine that like he, you know, I don't want to spoil it.
So close.
So close. Well, you rock the suits.
Thank you.
Yes, you look wonderful.
Quite handsome.
Thank you.
I assume that Jeremy is going to work his way. I assumed before this episode that he would try to work his way up the ladder and try to like affect change from the top. But it sounds like he's going, nah, my team needs me. My family needs me. I'm out.
Because, you know, he didn't even, like, you saw him as he ran in to see Wynonna. You didn't expect her, like, when would she be back? You know, it was like they got her right away. And so he's kind of like, he's on the back foot the whole time. I don't know. You don't know where Jeremy's at right now. You won't. Yeah, it's hard to say where he's at.
Will we find out where he's at during the next 2 episodes, or is that second half of the season?
You know, Black Badge is a shady organization, man.
Thanks. I want to talk a little bit about the Clantons because I feel like we need to really delve into them, seeing as how it's a lot more complicated than we thought. We got our answers about who Cleo is. We were all very wrong on our predictions.
Yeah. Holy smokes. I mean, I love it, but I'm also like, I was not expecting that. I was more into that boat of like Doc child at some point, but or not Doc, dolls.
I was like Doc child.
Sorry. Dolls. At this point, I just think that Doc just has children, just in places. At this point, with all the flirting. That's what.
Do we know who her father is?
Pardon?
Do we know Chloe's father? Because that was something interesting. If we know the mother, and then also Billy, like, who's their dad? It's like, don't
know.
I'm assuming that the 3 Clanton children are different parents, different fathers.
Yes, and that too. I was wondering.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that she either found these these relatives. Well, no, that's what I meant, is that they're all relatives. I'm just saying that I also don't. I was also going to say that I don't think that she's like actually like her age, if that makes sense. That was also going to be my theory.
Ooh.
But that's also just my supernatural brain working through it, where it's like, oh yeah, she's here. Because if you notice, they're all different ages too. We also don't know if they're all from Purgatory, if they've all moved, and then she like brought them back and she's using them now because she's like, oh, we're family, you know? So that's kind of where my brain went to, where she's kind of using her relatives as minions to help her do what she needs to do because she can't really go anywhere. Maybe she's like tied to the Clanton property, if that makes sense. That's kind of where my brain was at with theories.
That does make sense because
I like that theory.
She's the Clanton heir.
I watch too much TV, everybody. This is where it comes from.
It seems that Cleo's the one who sent the Reaper after Wynonna, which I think was a fun surprise, I guess. I did not see that coming. I didn't know who did it, but wasn't like thinking it.
That scene was really hard to watch with her pressing into
the bloody
wound.
hand. And
I had to like walk away for a second because just listening to her like writhing in pain and then also the squishing, I was like, oh, I can't. Just tell me when it's over. Like,
I didn't like Cleo, and now I don't like feeling bad for her.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It was also just so important. I love our show. What a great show. But to have a scene like that it was kind of like a Jolene scene for season 4. Like that's a lot to a lot of people in different ways, you know. It's just about this evil man making people do evil stuff, but man, if that just wasn't like a little look into kind of like, you know, it was crazy. The good showrunners, good writers on the show. I was feeling for them in that situation, you know. I hated Holt. And then just at that table, man, did I feel for all of them.
Yeah, I don't like when writers make me feel bad for the bad people. I like it.
Just so it's such evidence of like how much revenge twists you up, you know, like that whole family dynamic is built around this revenge and this vengeance that they want on the earth. By any means.
It'd be horrible to be a character that's life is based on revenge and holding on to those things. We'll see if that works out for anybody else.
Well, also, I thought it was rather timely, interesting, like this belief of we're not going to let the atrocities of the past be forgotten and we are only taking revenge. We are never having forgiveness. And you're like, okay, like it was really creepy to watch this family embrace that. And no room for growth, because even Chloe's kind of like, let's change and move into the future and like move on. But nope. So it's like, okay, this odd family.
And poor Billy self-identifies as the black sheep.
Yeah.
Hates being in this family.
I not to jump to predictions, but believe we will see him again in
some way, shape,
in Reaper form. Yes.
Rose. I want to take a chance and see, or give our audience a shot if they have some questions that we want to bring up. Amber, feel free to put those up and we will take those questions for Tim and Varun, who will answer, I guess, if they can.
Question mark.
I want to know what was the most exciting moment from shooting this episode for each of you?
Actually, it's crazy is the little scene where we're all around the table discussing the Clantons at the end before it ended, and Martina is there and Doc is there. That was the first scene we shot back.
Oh.
We didn't shoot in order this whole thing. So that was it. That was that first scene that we were all back together, and it was also Martina's first scene, because everybody, guys, is she incredible or is she incredible? I think
I'm in love.
Yeah, she's
so
incredible, great. And just a great addition to the team. That scene alone was just because I was back, man, and we were all, everyone was in the kitchen and we were talking about going to get someone we cared about, and I remember being really happy. That was awesome.
Yeah, my first scene back also in this whole show was the interrogation scene when Wynonna is. So it's like my first entry back into the show was the first scene you see Jeremy after the time dump. So it was like slipping back into this character. I mean, keep in mind, it's been 2 years since we filmed the show, so it was. I was a bit afraid of like, how do I play this guy again? Like, what? Where is he at? Like, I was so confused until I talked to Emily the night before. I'm like, is Jeremy like just cynical and like just such a dark man? She's like, no. He's still the guy. He's just balancing a bunch of things, but he's still this hopeful, beautiful man. I was like, oh, okay, good. So I could just be goofy again. And so, run in there and try and make all these faces at Wynonna and see what's going on. I don't know. It was just so fun to be back in that atmosphere. And acting with Melanie Scarfano as my first person is just like, I know I'm fine. Like if it's this guy or Melanie, it's like, oh, all right, they'll just do all the work. Great.
Aww.
It looks like we have a question from Sophie Olson. How has it been seeing the fan reaction to the season?
It's the best part of all of this.
Yeah.
The fact that my favorite part about losing the show was, forget the fact we got it back, was just the amount of attention that went to the Earpers and the fandom. And to see the spotlight being on the Earpers made me so happy, because we always get the attention, but at the end of the day, we're just making the show. I think what the Earpers have created, what you guys have created, it's just, in many ways, to me anyway, more important and more incredible than the show. Still love the show. But yeah, so it was just awesome and incredible to see the fans and also to see the praise on them, what they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Earpers were in the New York Times.
I know. This is great. And also just kind of hearing you guys talk about theories is just makes us so happy. Tim and I are just like nudging each other. Like we're just, it's so exciting, like to be back in that world of like, oh, there's so much you don't know yet. And that's what watching a show like this is so exciting. My favorite shows are like, what's going to happen next? Let's talk about what's going to happen.
And you're so wrong.
Great.
We have a question from Oli Brias for Varun. How was it playing faux Jeremy / Eve and getting to fight with Tim?
that was on the coldest lake ever. It's called Blizzard Lake. It's a frozen lake, and they built that beautiful garden set. But I'll always remember that morning because so we had rehearsal and everyone's freezing, blah, blah, blah. But Tim, he doesn't get cold. Like it's insane. Like he never shows it. So no one can ever complain. And so they're like calling action. And so Doc has to just run across the ice. And Tim had no need to do this. This is just rehearsal. But he just starts running at light speed all the way across Blizzard Lake. And then Paolo, our director's like, cut, Tim, come back. And like that just set the tone for the day. We're like, oh, all right, we just got to go for this coldness. And so every actor that day, we just went for the fight. Like we went as big as possible. I don't know. It was such high energy that day. Oh, it was so beautiful. And then we go into our warm-up tent and just like bundle up. It's like action. And then we run back out there into this freezing cold weather and just become the most evil kind of thing. Like Kat and I, we loved it because we don't have to play ourselves. We just get to play what we get a taste of what Bobo gets to experience or Bullshark. All right, let's just go for that. I don't know. Did you like the fight?
Yeah, I loved it. And I love that Paolo Barsman, our director, he used this giant crane. So it felt like we were alone on this Blizzard Lake because the crane was so huge and so far. Like it wasn't around you. Like normally sometimes, guys, there's a camera person right here. And you're like pretending like no one's there, but it's like, they're right literally in your face. And with the crane, you just didn't feel anything. It was just like this action and momentum, and it was incredible. I also thought super cool was how different Kat played Eve from, was it Maeve? Remember with the poker?
Yeah, with the fire thing we had, yeah.
And you know what I mean? What a great actress to play evil in different little ways with different nuances. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And then I love that these actors all kind of had Eve. You know what I mean? Like it was,
but it's definitely based off what Kat was doing. Like I just asked her before, I'm like, how do you, and just steal little things here and there. But then it was also like Eve taking the personality of everybody as well. Like she can't help but take the personality. That was kind of the direction as well. So there's aspects of it. There's like, oh, that's still like a Jeremy-ism in there, or that's a Wynonna-ism. I don't know. I love that character, Eve. Just a cool villain.
I was also loved how upset Doc was when Eve chose to become Jeremy.
Yeah. Why do you think Doc didn't want to fight Jeremy? Are they friends?
You're his favorite.
Yes.
Before Amon, there was Jeremy.
Yes.
Doc Stash has a question for Tim. Why do you think Doc didn't take the opportunity for some truck loving with Wynonna? Yeah, excellent question.
That was a good scene.
What's holding him back when it seems he wants nothing more than to be with her? Excellent question. I had the same thought, rewatched it twice because I thought I missed something. And I was like, no, this is supposed to happen. And then it didn't.
I think what Doc's after is something more than physical.
Ooh.
Oh.
Right, but you can still be physical.
Yael.
I think that Doc he's kind of said where he's at, and I think that he's not going to be the one to make the next move, which is quite unfortunate.
She seemed to be making some moves. Even the handcuffing was like fun, kind of foreplay, insinuating, and he was like, all right, I'll be back.
Listen, if I could rewrite stuff on the day, I would.
Me too.
I'm like, put some stairs in the trucks, guys. Give us some stairs.
But also, there's still all these secrets between them, like with she's now Black Bat, Robin trucks. There's something. There's guys still not fully on trust.
I don't know. I'm proud of Doc in this stance. I know that that's usually very different from our show. Hold on, Yael. Don't hold up. let me explain. I'm just saying that it's really showing how much Doc has grown. You know what I mean? He's not lustily trying to do stuff, is what I'm saying. Not saying that's not entertaining. We all love a lusty Doc. I'm just saying that it's really nice to see that there's that change there. Everybody has growth now. It's really awesome.
I concur. It's the restraint. I think even because with the vampirism, he did some things in season 3 that he didn't think things through. So I think he tries to calculate more. He's trying to. I don't know if it's going to work out for him, but he's trying to.
Yeah, see, I never said that was going to be okay. I'm just saying that he's trying to control his hunger in 2 different ways.
And
boom.
And you have to, I guess, bear in mind all the people in the garden, all their experiences pre-garden are so fresh. It's been a week. Like Doc, you know, evil periods with the angel, like all these things, and then it's real fresh in his mind.
That's true.
I feel like you're all trying to convince me, and I don't like it. I missed that last question. I'm so sorry.
It was a question for Tim. What do you think of the new updated wardrobe for Doc?
I think we can both agree the wardrobe department's always incredible.
Yeah.
Listen, her name's Jen Hafferton. She's amazing. She kind of reaches out to me each season, and we are kind of connected. It's the craziest thing. Season 3, before she called me, she said, "What do you think of her Doc?" I said, "Hey, I see. How about that Levi's jacket with the fur on it?" She said, "Are you kidding me?" And she had that jacket. Season 4, she said, "What are you thinking?" And I'm thinking, "Am I crazy? Motorcycle jacket?" She goes, "You're not going to believe this. I just pulled the jacket is actually Albert Einstein's jacket. You can Google it. They had to pre-order it. It was a jacket that Albert Einstein had wore. There's a picture of Albert Einstein wearing that style leather jacket. There's only some that were made. She ordered it. She loved it. And that's how I got that jacket. But we always are on the same plan of which way they think Doc's going to go. But I'll put whatever they put on in the room there. It's always something awesome.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you keep those jackets? You have like a whole jacket collection now?
I've been doing this a long time, guys. I used to keep everything, and it's I'm also a comic collector. I'm a hoarder at this point. I don't take stuff anymore. I cannot bring any more things home. I got too much stuff. No more stuff. But there was a while there were all my clothes in my closet. I pulled them out, and there was a different name on the tag, whatever character you're doing. Alex's. I found some little Tommy cubes.
It's so funny. As an actor, for the last 11 years, I was collecting. All my wardrobe consisted of everything I took from set until, there's a moment where you open your closet and you're like, I think I need my own clothes.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to dress like this character today or this character. It's great clothing, but you just there's something weird that occurs. And now it's been 4 years of the show. You feel like that's the character when you assume that wardrobe. It's almost like you're not that guy. No, that's Jeremy. That's Doc. That's reserved for them.
I love it. I know there was a question about what episode you're excited for fans to see.
Morgan asked.
Can we show them in our hands to say we didn't predict this?
Okay.
Which one? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hot mentioned Shira for Halloween. What would your characters dress up for Halloween? Will we get a Halloween?
My question.
Oh,
No comment. No comment.
Oof.
Oh.
I guess it's something that we haven't seen yet. We have to wait.
Huh.
I have a question for you.
For us?
If we're going back episodes, how come in episode 3 there was a moment where Doc and Hot were talking in the homestead, and Doc went to console her, and Nicole shrugged it. Obviously, no one else noticed that moment. Interesting.
Interesting you bring up a moment that no one noticed. I have to say, a lot of fans were pointing out, they shared it with us on Twitter, the branding for the Clantons over one of the doors or portals in the garden that was tweeted at us, and we will all retweet it later. I guess my question is, is that a thing, or is this a thing fans are picking up that's not real?
Wait, what did they pick up?
There's the brand of the Clantons, the one that was on the rocks and on the Reaper.
Yeah.
Is glowing above one of the portals in the garden when Wynonna was there. This is going around Twitter.
Is this true?
Oh no, whispering again.
I just want to know. I just want to know if the fans are making stuff up.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot. Thanks, Tim.
Oh.
How about, will this question be answered?
All questions will be answered.
Yeah, all the time.
Let me say this. I just got some answers.
Oh, yeah.
Like for the second half of the season, you just got the answers?
Right now in my life where I'm at, I got some answers.
I don't know. I don't even understand that. That's so
I
ambiguous.
don't like this.
All right. Well, we have to start wrapping it up. Any final thoughts on this episode before we move on to our favorite and least favorite moments?
I can't because I'm so frustrated because I feel like anything I predict now is just like, so I'm like, no.
I mean, I guess it semi-ties into predictions for Tim and Varun. What is something your character hasn't done yet that you hope happens later? Like, what's something you, as partially an actor, you haven't been able to do with your character that you would like to happen? And this may or may not happen, though. But if you want to share.
I don't think they can.
I got to do what I wanted with my character.
Okay.
Yeah, very lucky to get to do a lot of stuff. It's important for me that there is some redemption character-wise for my character. But I'm always down for these body swaps. Sound fun. I wanna play somebody else.
I'd like to play Doc. That would be fun.
Yeah, I'd like to put on the shorty's outfit.
And you know what? The fans would probably want to see it.
Correct. I will say, let's move on to favorite moments. I really loved when they're on the killing floor in that circle of rocks, when Doc kicks over the rocks and then they're allowed out. Because I get very frustrated when I look at something going, why haven't they tried kicking over the rocks? So the fact that he like kicks it over and now they're allowed out of this trap, I'm like, thank you. That seems real simple, Wynonna. Why didn't you think of that?
Well, she might not be able to, because if she's trapped by it, maybe it wouldn't.
That's what I was
thinking.
The fact is that someone tried.
Yes.
And it
agreed.
I think the logic is too, she was like so in the grips of fear. Like there's a lot for her right now.
Anyway, he did it.
Because it seems logical.
Favorite moments, ladies?
A favorite moment that I want to see more maybe come of it was with Amon and Doc talking of like the demons and where monsters and things stand in this world and their respect for him and Doc's relationship to Wynonna and how Amon's kind of like, tell her we say hello. And I'm kind of like, okay, are we going to see more of that? And how much more of this world is it going to expand? Because also, I really enjoyed way early on in Wynonna that there were revenants who weren't pure evil. So I want to see some more monsters or demons or whatever creatures that aren't pure evil, because that just almost seems boring if they only are like, I only do this one thing. So I hope we get a little bit more of that realm.
I didn't mean to laugh through your explanation, Kari, because Tim's just doing this. He's explaining, and I was just like, I'm so distracted.
You know, like, it's so funny, but like Black Badge in some way has created a safe space for demons. So it is this like, it's cool. It's a really
Alexis.
Yikes. Okay. I am glad that we talked about it earlier, that my favorite moment isn't that, even though Black Badge is back, I'm glad that they're not technically our big bad, if that makes sense. It seems like they're more along the lines of they might be helping, but again, they're also still a government facility. So in my brain, I'm like, I don't trust them, but that's me. So I feel like we can, take it with a grain of salt for now, but I really like that that's not what we're dealing with. We're also going back to the Earp story, but not including the curse, which is nice. So we're getting more of a history there. So I think Millie said it in the chat earlier that Ma'am is probably the scariest villain that we've had in all the seasons. I will definitely put that up there. And I think that's why she is my favorite moment, even though she makes me cringe in every way, shape, and form, but it's in a good way. So I'm very excited to see what happens with her character. We kind of know what her motivation is, but I want to actually see it in flashback form or whatever you want to put. And I'm also interested to see how that will affect Purgatory, the Glory Hole, the whole thing, because the fact that obviously everyone's kind of separated and done what they've done without the Earps there. But I feel like now that they're back and now they're starting trouble, I'm wondering, is the Glory Hole going to be affected by that? Or are they just going to be like, no, we're Switzerland, you can't do anything. Like, this is where we're at kind of deal? Or they've already technically been a part of it and helping in some way, shape, and form. I also feel like Black Badge might be also doing something with Glory Hole behind. That sounds really, really gross, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that Black Badge might have some like
they're behind the Glory Hole. No, I get it.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like, I feel like somebody in Black Badge that is enjoying the benefits of the Glory Hole, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. If that,
All right, quick predictions because we are low on time.
So,
Kari, quick predictions.
I hope this new side that we've seen of Wynonna can help her grow and connect more with her team, and that this team can come back together smoothly with how there's been some adjustments over time. And the thing I always love is when characters tell each other what's going on, so everybody's on the same page. So I hope that happens sooner rather than later.
Awesome. My predictions are that we get to meet the upper management of Black Badge. They were mentioned briefly by Haicha. I'd like to see more of Haicha because she made me giggle. I'm shipping Doc and Amon so hard. So my prediction is that he's controlling himself with Wynonna, and let's go with Amon. That's my prediction. I stand by it.
No, that makes sense, especially because he's supplying him with blood. So I'm
gonna write the fan fiction if it doesn't happen. At least it happens in my house.
Examples. I'll write.
Thank you, Varun and Tim, for being here. So we love having you here. 2 more episodes in this half season. Do we know when the next half is coming?
We have no idea.
Oh, I even forgot that that's happening. You just broke my heart. Yeah.
But I like 6. You know, we said it's a good. You guys will be happy with, you know, before the break, the long break, or however long that break is, for sure.
I just can't believe we're going on break. We literally just got back.
No, I know.
But you're filming though, so at least it's being filmed. So then it's more just post and lining that up.
Yeah, if you think I know anything about that, or how long.
I don't know how long. Especially in this COVID world, like we don't know how long that takes. But it will be done one day.
In 2 years.
Oh gosh, no,
Another
please not that long.
Thank you all.
Block this week of filming. So I know that.
Film last 2.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. Alexis, where can everyone keep up with you?
You can find me sobbing about the rest of this season and more at atorres890. That's ATORRES890. Also, I will be starting a gaming channel very soon called Squee Queen. It's about me squeeing about video games, anime, movies, TV, K-pop, all of the stuff. You'll find it there. You'll find Twitch, Twitter, as the weeks are coming up.
Kari?
Yes, you can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And just filmed today, and it'll be out tomorrow. Talked with the Scare Guy about a new series that's on Shudder called The Cursed Films, and it's a docuseries looking at films and are they really cursed or not?
Cool. Of course, this channel is Amber Plasters. Make sure you have subscribed so you don't miss our next 2 recap discussions. She is also on Twitter and Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, I will be going to Twitch right now at 2 o'clock or whatever the hour is where you live to check out a new game. For those who don't know, I don't know how to play video games, so it's really me whining while you tell me what to do. So please come join me at Yael Tygiel. My name is there, YAELTYGIEL. We'll see you next week. Thank you again, Tim and Varun. We love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
This is like a little mini San Diego reunion.
Oh.
Aw.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.